So that's the little girl. She's thirsty. Now you got, mind you got Mary with the refrigerator wide open and she blocking herself. She inside the refrigerator so the little girl can't see her with no pants on. So the little girl, she walks, like try to come in the kitchen. I'm like, you gotta wait right there. She like, but I'm thirsty. I'm like, you want me to pour you some juice? She like, I can do it. I'm a big girl. I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm like, I gotta pour you the juice, okay? She like, okay. She like, but I want it in my favorite cup. I'm like, okay, how your favorite cup look? She like, purple. I'm like, and you want a snack? She like, yeah, I want a snack. Now, mind you, it's late at night. Of course a kid want a snack. I'm like, so look, you gotta go in your room. Stay in your room. Don't come out, because if you come out, I can't give you the snack. I'm like, stay in your room and wait for me. I'm going to come in there and I'm going to bring you your juice and your snack. She like, okay. And she walks off, right? Mary look at me. I look at her. She like, I'm like, see, you finna get us caught. She like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, put your pants on. So she put her pants on and then she goes to the living room. She like, you lucky. I'm like, no, you lucky. And I'm like, you the one gonna get in trouble. She like, we both gonna get in trouble. I'm like, that's you starting. I'm like, I'm supposed to be down here. So I'm talking to her. I'm like, you just come down. She like, cause I missed you. I was thinking about you. I'm like, you was not thinking about me. She like, and I want to talk to you. I'm like, you wanted to talk or you wanted to talk? So she was like, just make the juice. So I started making the juice, right, with the ice. Grab the little girl snack. Boom, I go in her room. I give her a snack. I tell her, stay in your room, okay? Don't come back out. I'm going to come and get your cup. She like, okay. So she stayed in her room. So now we chilling. Me and Mary, we chilling and we watching TV. So I gets up, as promised, some minutes to pass by. I gets up to go get the cup. I go get the cup. As I'm coming out the room, I hear a commotion. So Lala, Tracy, and a couple of more girls, then it came back. So I'm like, oh, wow. They here. And so Tracy looks at me, Lala, like, oh, hey, what's up, shorty? How was the kids? I'm like, oh, they was good. I'm like, I watched them anytime for you. They was good. And so Tracy was like, hey, Mary, she like, you must have just got down here. She like, yeah. She was like, I was coming to check on Shorty and the kids. Now, Lala is the only one called me Shorty. But it was the way Mary looked at me. She like, yeah, I came down here to check on Shorty and the kids. And so Lala was like, oh, I appreciate that. I'm like, oh, well, here go your key. So I gave the key straight to Lala. She like, no, keep it. She like, I might have you if you're around to babysit them because I know they like you. Right? I'm like, all right, cool. Now I'm locked. I'm locked with Lala. Tracy ain't think nothing about it. They went in the room. They had a smoke out. They invited me and I'm talking about I was past level 100. I was gone. I was zooted. Boom. Tracy tells me like, let's go upstairs. Now Mary is still in the living room by herself, playing it cool. She ain't up and dip or nothing. She stayed in the living room. So Tracy like, come on, let's go upstairs. So she grabs me. So Lala like, ooh, bye, okay. I already know what y'all finna go do. So I'm like, what we finna go do? And so Tracy was like, break the bed straight like that. So we goes upstairs. And as we going upstairs and we pass Mary just look at me while Tracy grabbing my hand. Mary looking at me. And so she like, and I don't know why that bothered me. I don't know why. But it bothered me. It bothered me to know that she probably felt the way. Because she probably know what was about to go, what was about to happen. Did I want to do it? No, I did not. I was tired. I just been slanging it left and right. I was a little tired. So I goes upstairs. She like, you hungry? I'm like, no, I'm not really hungry. So as me and her go into her room, we start working ourselves up. When we get into a session that we're like having buck wild, rough, hardcore. You feel me? We getting it in, all right? As we getting it in, all you hear is at the door, at her room door. So you hear her trying to catch her breath. She move my hand. She like, busy. She caught her breath. She like, busy. And so I kept slowly going, right? And so it was Mary. She like, I need to tell you something, Tracy. So Tracy said, I'll be out there. Just give me a second. So I'm like, why would you be knocking on the door? I'm quite sure you hear the grunts, the moans, the all that, the knocking things over. I'm quite sure you hear that. But you still went forward to knock on the door, so we ain't tripping. So I couldn't get back into it. I was thrown off. My train of thought was thrown off. So she like, you okay? I'm like, no. I'm like, I can't do it. She like, why not? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, that just threw me off. She like, oh, let me go see what she want. So she go out there, and they kind of like loud, but they having words. I don't know what's being said. So Tracy like, she telling me that she can hear us out there. Okay, so Ann, put your headphones on. Go, this our house. She supposed to came over here and stay for the summer and end up staying forever. So now Tracy getting upset. Tracy mad. Because Tracy paid predominantly of the bills that, yes, her mama helped. But Tracy was popping off good bill money. So Tracy's like, that just blew me. So now we smoking. I'm like, oh my God. So boom, time and days progress, right? Now, it was a party going on. I saw the Mia girl, the one that was downstairs talking to the security. I end up seeing her. I'm coming from my friend's house with some fresh clothes, about to go back to Tracy crib. That was just a routine. So boom, I see the Mia girl. She like, hey, cutie. I'm like, I am not all that. Every time I saw her, I was just like, I am not all that. So she hurry up, stop the elevator. Gets in the elevator with me. She like, she had a whole bunch of little pluggers in her hand. So she give me a plugger. She like, here, come to my party tonight. I'm like, she like, no, it's my party. It's my birthday party. She like, so you come to my birthday party tonight. You didn't come to my friend party. She said, so you come to my birthday party tonight. I said, I'll be at your birthday party tonight. I'm like, it's no way. I'm like, I know just how to get to your door. She like, She like, you want me to show you how you can get to my door? I'm like, yeah, you can show me. So boom, I could tell she was a little off. But she was cool peoples. I wasn't judging. So boom, we gets up there to her floor. Nice floor. She showed me her door, and she walks me in her crib. Beautiful crib, clean. But when I walked in there, I saw Sleepy, the dude named Sleepy with the lazy eye. I see him sitting on the couch. I'm like, oh, that's your boo. She like, no, that's not my boo. She like, I'm a lesbian. I'm like, okay, she a lesbian. I ain't think nothing of it. She showed me her room, everything. Boom. So she like, tonight. I'm like, all right, tonight. I go down there to Tracy's crib. Everything copacetic. Everything good. Mary got a little slight attitude. I walks in. I'm like, hey. She like, I said, hey. Like, I had to do that too. I said, hey. You feel me? Like, do you see me? She didn't utter a word. So I was like, all right, cool. I go right into Tracy's room. So Tracy calls me. I'm like, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm at your crib. I'm like, I was just about to call you. She was like, all right, cool. I'm like, hey, this girl by the name of Mia that lived on some floors up from you. I'm like, she throwing a party. I'm like, I'm gonna go. She like, all right, cool. She like, well, I kick it with Lala. She like, how long you gonna be up there? I'm like, just for a little bit. She like, all right, cool. So time progressed. Tracy comes home. Mary ain't saying nothing to me. She been in the living room with her kids. But she in there now with the twins. The twins is cool with Quincy. They cool with Q. So boom. I end up going upstairs. I'm an hour late for the party. I hear the music. Right? I hear the music. I knock on the door. Do. I had to knock harder. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Knocking harder on the door. Boom. She opens the door, and it's the guy Sleepy again. It's me, and then it's this other dude. So I walk in, and she got the cards on the table, dominoes on the table. So I'm like, okay, people finna get it in. So I'm looking, I'm like, where everybody at? People coming late? She like, yeah, they probably gonna come late. I'm like, she like, cause I passed my pluggers out to everybody. I passed my pluggers to people at the grocery store. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I stayed like, like how you don't want to sit down and you standing up. So I'm like, okay. So 10 minutes, 15 minutes passed. So Sleepy was like, look, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna go roll Twist up. And he like, I'm gonna come back. She like, you gonna come back for real? He like, yeah, I'm gonna come back. So he leaves. So now it's just me, her, and this other dude. So I'm like, ain't nobody even came to the party yet. I'm like, you want me to leave and come back a little later? She like, no, why would you leave? She like, stay here, we finna play some cards. So I'm like, all right, how you having a party and it's just us? But I ain't tripping on it. Come on. So I sat down, we started playing cards. So I'm like, man, I got to use it. She like, all right, she like, the bathroom straight that way. I go to the bathroom. As I come out the bathroom, she's standing right there. I'm like, you got to use it too. I'm like, here. So I go in there and I flick the light on. She like, no, I don't got to use it. I wanted to make sure you was okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. She like, and I got to go get ready to pick up my son in a little bit. I'm like, where you picking your son up from? Like, first off, it's late. She like, his daddy, from his daddy house. She like, you think you can watch my house? And the people that come in and out from the party, just make sure they don't touch my stuff. And this and that will go in my room. So I'm like, that's how I knew she was off. I knew something was wrong with her. How are you giving me that responsibility? Boom. Long story short, her party did not, it was just me, her, and the dude. So before I end up leaving after the party, she ended up getting my number. Me and her was cool. She was cool. She was still cool people. I could tell something's wrong with her. I don't mind being your friend. So days and days pass by, right? She hits me up. She say, hey, she like, I got some kill, but I need some swishers. Can you go to the store for me? She like, my son here. So I was like, yeah, I go to the store for you. I'm like, I got one if you want one swisher. She said, yeah, I'll give you $1 for one. So I took the swishers. I went upstairs. I give it to her. So she like, you want to hit it? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, let me roll it. So I rolled it up. I hit it first. Then I give it to her. So she's like, ooh, every time I smoke, I get real sexy. I'm like, you get real sexy? She like, yeah. So she cut on some music because music was her thing. So she like dance and she like, oh, so she come on close to me and get the dance. I'm like, hey, I was not attracted to her at all. At all. I was like, hey, I'm like, hey, chill. I'm like, what you doing? She like, I like you. You cute. I'm like, you don't like the sleepy guy? She like, no, he like me, but that's not my type. She like, you my type. And she just dancing. I'm like, oh, I'm like, I'm taken already. She like, so? I can have a piece of you straight like that. She like, I was having nasty dreams about you. I'm like, really? She like, yeah. She like, I couldn't wait to see you again. So I act like my phone was ringing. I'm like, ooh, I'm like, I gotta go. I'm like, I'll be right back. Straight like that, I'll be right back. And I left out like, I am not coming back. So boom, I go back to Tracy crib, right? I go back to Tracy crib. Mary in the living room. So she passed me a note. She passed me a note as I'm walking past. So I'm like, I'll read it. So I go straight to the bathroom. I open it up. The note basically saying that she missed us doing it and she want to do it again. So I'm like, oh my God, what I'm going to do? So I took the note and I ripped the note all the way up like in small little baby pieces. I ripped them up and I threw them in the trash. I ripped it up perfectly. I'm talking about a fine rip. A fine rip, right? So boom, I comes out, I look at her. Tracy is down there. Now, mind you, Tracy down there kicking it with Lala. Tracy down there kicking it with Lala at the time. So I look at her, so I'm like, you know, Tracy off today. She down there with Lala. She like, it's going to be real quick. I'm like, what? She like, it's going to be real quick. I'm like, real quick. Now, if it's good, if you can get me there, all right, cool. When I tell you it was real quick, I don't even know if it was 5 minutes. It was real quick for both of us because it was like very intense, right? So boom, soon as we get done, she comes out the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom cleaning myself up. I didn't even know the door was freaking unlocked. The door open wide up. It's Tracy. She like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm a little sticky down here. I'm cleaning myself. She like, oh, you sticky? She like, I'm finna sticky you up. She like, come here. I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm tired. She like, you tired? I'm like, yeah. She like, no, you're not. Come here. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, seriously, for real, I'm tired, right? So she gets an attitude because I say that. She gets an attitude. She leaves out. So she leaves out. I'm like, oh my God. Like, what I'm going to do? Because now I'm like, they both like tag teaming me. And Tracy don't even know that. But now I'm starting to like not really do it with her because I just felt like doing it with Mary was so good. And I just didn't want to keep going back and forth. So I slowly but surely stopped doing that with Tracy. But I was still like sleeping with her, kicking it with her, laying up under her. And every time she wanted to do it, she would get upset. Like, why we can't do it? Like, I want to do it. Like, I miss it. I want to do it. So one time we got into a big argument. And she ended up doing a double. She was like, you know what? I'm going to do a double shift. And if you want, you can go home or you can stay here. It's up to you. So she was getting salty. So I was just like, all right, I said, I'll go. It ain't nothing. I'm like, I'll go home, right? So boom, she like, all right. So knock on the door. It's Lala. Lala need another babysitter, right? So I'm talking to Lala like while she getting dressed, like, yeah, Tracy mad because, you know, I didn't want to do it. So she telling me like I could go home, woo woo. So I'm telling her like my situation. So she like, yeah, you know, it's a room here if you ever if you want to stay. She like, you can get a gig. She like, you can help me out on rent until you get you a place. You could probably get you a place in the building. So she had her door straight up open for me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, bet it up. So boom, I get a call on my phone. It's Mia again. Mia want to kick it. So I started getting super close with Mia. I got close with just, you know, her whole vibe. So I was always either upstairs with Mia, kicking it, playing the game, smoking, talking. I always had her back if somebody was trying to pick with her because she was kind of slow. So people used to try to take her money or either try to pick on her and stuff like that. And I used to always have her back. Dudes used to try to use her when she used to get her little check. But I didn't learn that until I started hanging with her. And I started having her back. And she had an extra room too. So I always had somewhere to lay my head at. You know what I'm saying? But I was always inside the building. I can't lay my head at Mary's house. She stayed with Tracy. So boom. Here go the kicker. Tracy is about to get ready to move. Her mama, and Quincy, they are about to get ready to move. So Tracy hit me up like, hey, I just want to let you know, we moving in a couple of weeks. We found us a home. So they was going to move out the apartment building and move to a home. Now this is when all the drama, all the mess is about to shift in gear. So I'm like, okay. So she like, you want to come over here for, you know, for the last couple of days? I'm like, yeah, for sure. She like, don't bring no belt. Straight like that. She said, just bring your pants. I'm like, all right, bet. So boom, I get a couple of things together. I'm like, hey, yo, I'm finna go back to this chick crib. I dips. I make it there in the building. Sign in. I go straight upstairs. Tracy there. As soon as I get there and I get in her room, I had sweatpants on. She pulled my pants down. I ain't even dropped the bag yet. And she give me the corn on the cob, sloppy 5,822. Now, once you give me that sloppy oppie in the all that, I'm not looking for you to actually really be my woman no more. Like, you just like, you know what I'm saying? Because my woman, if you my woman, I don't want to see you doing that to me. But, you know, if you ain't my woman, then you can do it all day if you want to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, man, boy, you hungry, ain't you? So, boom, we done with the session. We chilling, we smoking. So she been packing up. Everybody been packing up. Now, Mary was not moving with them. She was going to stay with them a little bit until she found her a place. So she was going to hold that apartment down. They gave it to her for a month. So she was going to hold that apartment down for a month and then move there. But what happened was Tracy told her mama, like, no, because your name's still on the lease. If anything happened, you going to get in trouble. So Mary ended up packing her stuff up and just going with Tracy and them at the new crib until she just figured out a place. And the mama just closed the lease, right? So boom, they pack up. I'm like, you stay far now. Like, I got to order to get to you. I got to really go out my way. Boom. I went to the house the first time. It was beautiful. The area was a little bit hardcore, but the home was beautiful. So I was like, okay, she like, you're more than welcome to come and still stay nice. Well, she's still trying to keep it going. Now, this is going on. We been locked now for almost, it's knocking on 2 years at the time that I was locked with all her peoples. So boom, I'm chilling at her crib. Now I'm still banging Mary. Now Mary was cool with people in the building too. So Mary was in the building and she was babysitting Lala and them people. So she was spending the night there. So she tell me, won't you come over? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I'll slide over. So I go over, Lala went there. So she like, look, you just can stay for an hour. I'm like, all right, bet. I end up thrashing her in the living room. I'm talking about thrashing her. Then put her in the window and was thrashing her in the window, like with her back pressed up against the window. I'm up there just, we was having a moment. And it felt like a lot of misuse, a lot of like you. So she was just like, I want to be with you type stuff. Like while we was doing it, she like, I want you to be mine. I want you to be mine. I'm like, I want you to be mine too. I did. I liked her. I liked her. I liked her more than I liked Tracy. But I did have feelings with Tracy, so that's what was kind of holding me. Like, I liked Tracy to a certain extent, but I didn't like Tracy as in, like, you my girl type. You feel me? So, boom, when I end up doing it, I left, right? I dipped and I left, and I went up there to Mia. I'm like, hey, Mia, I'm like, you think I can spend the night tonight? She was like, yeah, you can spend the night. She gave me cover. I went into the other room, but she kept coming in the room. Now, I normally sleep like in shorts, stuff like that. So I was like, I didn't really want to sleep in shorts and expose myself. So I slept with my street clothes on. Yes, I did. I did. Because she kept knocking on my door, coming in there like, you need anything? You okay? She just used to keep popping in. So I had told Mary I was up there. So now I got Mia getting cool with Mary. So now I got Mia getting cool with Mary. So when Mia would dip, because Mia started dipping out of town, and she started working. She was always on the go. And she used to always be like, can you watch my house? Can you come over and watch my place in our apartment? So me and Mary was doing smashes there. We knew we could do smashes at the house because now at this time, Quincy is always home. It was just like somebody was always home. You know what I'm saying? So we end up just smashing at Mia's house now. So we smashed at Mia's house so many times. You would think that was our crib. So Mia get cools with Mary. Mia's son started coming and staying because it was her turn. Like, her baby daddy had a son for 6 months, then she'll have her son for 6 months. So, Mary, she got kids. So everything was just working out perfectly fine. So me and Mary one day, we went to the cell phone place and I saw a cell phone. I was like, ooh, this is raw. Now I had the sidekick at the time. I had a sidekick. But this phone was that Razor phone. It was the Razor phone. So I was like, ooh, I'm like, that one look dope, but it was expensive. It was like $450. It was expensive. So she like, you want it? I'm like, yeah. She like, when I get paid tomorrow, she like, I'm gonna buy it for you. I kid you not, the next day come, she buys it for me, takes me back, buys it for me. Boom, she buys me the phone. I'm happy, I'm geek. So now, as I'm chilling with Tracy, my phone is starting to ring a lot. Now, Mary bought me this phone. So I'm with Tracy. We at the building. We at Lala crib, but we at the building. She watching Lala kids while Lala at work. So I'm always in my phone when I'm texting Mary. Now, mind you, I just told Mary that she my boo now. So now I have to be active. I have to be texting her, talking to her. She want to know what I'm doing. I'm kind of slowly but surely trying to come off Tracy. I already told her the plan, So, ain't no not picking up or not texting. So I'm hanging out with Tracy at Lala crib. And Mary is texting me. And I'm texting and I'm texting back. So my phone keep going off. It keep going off. So Tracy say, who is that keep texting you? I'm like, that's my friend. But I never had Mary name logged in. So she looked. She like, why they keep calling you private? They kept calling me private. Because that was just our thing. I took that from my mom. Like, look, just always call me private. So she picked up the phone. And she was like, hello? And nobody said nothing. So the phone rang again. We was trying to watch a movie. I picks it up. She said, I hear that it's a girl on the phone. So you hear Mary like, is that my sister? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm like, you good? Trying to play it off. So she like, I'll talk to you. Bye. Click. She hangs up. So Tracy looked at me and she said, let your phone ring one more time. Because she was mad. She was mad. I ain't been giving her none. I've been giving her the cold shoulder. And now this phone, I just got a sidekick. And now I got a new phone. So she wanted to know where that phone came from. So she looked at me. She said, let that phone ring again. She said, I'm going to break it in half. Me, I'm being cool. I'm like, you ain't gonna break my phone in half. Like, I ain't worried. Sure enough, that phone went off. She went to that phone. She popped it in half. She popped my phone in half.